Hello everybody and welcome to NBL Overtime, all thanks to LD Mobile, and week one is in the books. Your new boys in town knocked off Melbourne United in front of a sold-out house. I'll tell you what, Melbourne travelled and the Perth Wildcats still got the job done. The Kings went to Cairns and found out it's not going to be easy, and LaMelo balled out. 4 games, all under 10 points, record-breaking numbers, and hashtag See Incredible is going nuts. This is NBL Overtime. I'm Cameron Luke, and look at this, man. You are focused and psyched. Hello to Cory Homicide Williams.
How you doing?
I'm pumped. Look at me.
Look, I see you. You do look pumped, but not as pumped as I am because the grown man is in the building.
We have replaced one power athlete with another one, of course. We talk about from the superstar of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, Tai Wesley. Hello, big boy. What's up?
How we doing, fellas? Thanks for having me.
I'm flat. I'll tell you why. Not only am I flat because I don't get to see you for a little while with that hamstring, but I had you as my fantasy captain, and when you dropped 8 points in 5 minutes, I was getting really excited. I was already going to think about how I was going to spend the money for winning NBL fantasy. How are you? How's the league?
Yeah, the leg's all right. A little bit more serious than I had anticipated in the game, but, you know, I'm healing well and excited to be back on the court. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I don't sit out too long.
Now, I know, obviously, you got out in the first quarter, which was disappointing to yourself as well as the team. But how did it feel watching your team on the sidelines and them getting the win?
Yeah, the atmosphere was crazy. It was a sold-out crowd, and the NBL, they know what they're doing. They set this matchup up knowing that it'd be a big draw. And so to get out there in front of a sold-out crowd, my old team, and to win, you know, there's nothing better than that.
You obviously played in front at this stadium, of course, for Melbourne United in front of big crowds before. But anytime there's a crosstown rivalry, see, well, the little and one, but that was probably essentially, unfortunately, the end for a little while for Tai Wesley. But in that stadium with the vibe and the atmosphere around the two Melbourne teams, is it a little bit different to what you traditionally felt when you're playing for Melbourne United in front of big crowds?
Yeah, different in the fact that most of the fans were going for the other team. I'm not used to that. But there was a lot of positive signs, you know, and a lot of noise for us when we made some good plays. So that was exciting. Hopefully we stole some of their fans, and we'll see them at our home game.
So, look, I'm right now, I know we're looking at these highlights, and they're incredible. You know, this point guard of yours, man. Talk to us about Roberson hitting these big shots.
So I talked to him today. He wanted me to make sure that you guys corrected his name. His name is Roberson.
Okay.
Roberson?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the first thing he wants everybody to know.
Okay.
Second thing, you better know that he can shoot the ball.
Hey, we know that.
We know that.
We know that.
You know, he wants to put the league on notice because he can go.
28 points for Mitch Creek as well. And if there's been a downfall in his game, or at least a weakness, it's been his outside jump shot. 4 of 5 from the three-point line. We see a couple there. One on a pull-up three that he's dribbled down and jacked it, which we've never seen before. And then, of course, the 2 clutch threes late. Now, there is a slight concern about him hitting that because I think that's the one reason he might not be in the NBA. If he proves he's got the range on a regular basis...
Hey, let's not talk about him leaving the Phoenix, all right? Mitch Creek, he played a phenomenal game,
He did.
And he's a complete player.
Yeah.
You can't, and that's what makes him so hard to guard. You can't, if you scoot up on him, he's going to go by you. He's physical, he can get you in the post. And now that he's hitting that shot, he's going to be unguardable.
Was he headbutting people at training today? Because I see an Instagram post of him and a training dude
needs to chill out.
bloodied eyes.
You know, these 2 guys were trying to kiss and they got too close and broke each other's faces. So.
You know what's interesting to me? I'm looking over your resume, right? A lot of people may not know. One, I respect you so much because the way you go about your business on a nightly basis, I had to do research on you. First of all, we've never been on this panel and actually had a player on the panel, with me here at least. So for you to be here is a joy, to be honest with you, right? So I had to check out, do my research on you.
Hey, he's made...
I don't come up with paper. I never come up on this show with paper.
When he's done research, you should feel
like
special.
5 pages here. Let's see
what
what
I'm
he's
saying.
got.
Let's so I say, okay, WAC Player of the Year, former WAC Player of the Year, Utah State graduate. You seem pretty smart and articulate, so I'm sure you got your degree, which is very important.
Yep.
Your freshman year, 10-4, sophomore season, 12-6. Junior year, 14-7. Senior year, 15-8. You got better each year. And that's exactly what you want to see your student athlete do every year. Then you go to the Netherlands, you know. You worked out for Minnesota as well.
Yeah.
Then you went to France. Then you went back to the Netherlands. Then you hit the NBL.
I love when someone tells someone else
The Breakers,
their story.
2 years in a row, then United twice, and New Zealand again, then the Melbourne. The Phoenix, and in the offseason, you played New Zealand NBL. Now, looking at this, when you hit the NBL, do you realize United has always been your arch rivals?
Well,
That is crazy.
I know now.
Yeah, man, this is very impressive. This is, what, 9 years of playing pro?
Yeah, very, very fortunate, and blessed.
Talk to me about the mindset, because, one side of it, you've been an import, okay? We know, well, I know, but a lot of people don't really understand the mindset of an import. And what's impressed me even more is that now, for 4 or 5 seasons, you were a local. You know what I mean? But your mindset didn't change. A lot of times guys, they get relaxed. They take their foot off the brake, so to speak, if you have an opportunity to be a local, because there's less pressure on you. If losing goes down, it's usually looked at, and the import is to blame. Talk to me about the mindset when you were an import and how it carried over to you as when you played as a local.
Well, like you said, losses you get blamed for. And when it comes down to winning time, you go to your imports. You go to your bread and butter. And so to come in as a local, that was a luxury I really enjoyed, but I didn't want to get comfortable. And that's, I think, why I left New Zealand the first time. I enjoyed my time. We won a championship. The second year, we went to the grand final and lost to Perth. But I was coming off the bench behind a legend in Mika Bokona. And I didn't want to stay comfortable and be a backup. I wanted to grow, and I wanted to challenge myself. And I wanted to be a starter. And as a local starter, I thought that would be a good achievement. And fortunately, I was a local for the first 5 years. And now this year, I got a contract as an import, and I'm proud of that.
That is dope. That's not easy to do.
No, it's not. I agree.
That is not easy to do. That's why he's the grown man. I always joked about it. People looked at it as a joke, but I was dead serious. You play the game like you got a family to feed. Like, every possession, I'm going to make you feel it on offense and on defense. You're not scoring. I'm locking you up, and I'm going to bust your ass on the other end. That's why he's the grown man. I got nothing but respect.
You know what else we love?
What else do we love?
On this show? History. And Sunday at Melbourne Arena, it's going to be history because Southeast Melbourne Phoenix will play their first ever home game. The Brisbane Bullets are in town, and a great opportunity to get there, pack the joint out. They're 1-0 on the road with the win last week. But this Sunday, going to be a huge one, of course. Free kids with every paying adult. It's going to be huge. Mitch Creek was outstanding last week. The Bullets we'll get to in a moment. They were great. Nathan Sobey's first half in particular with 5 threes. But 3 o'clock, Melbourne Arena this weekend. Make sure you get there. History to be made. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix will play their first home game, and 10,500 expected to get through the gates as well. All right, before we get to the rest of the week, and of course a little more with Tai Wesley as well, we all are watching NBA v NBL as well. The Adelaide 36ers took on the Utah Jazz. Now we'll see the Breakers take on Memphis over the next 24 hours, and our main man Liam Santamaria and Hugh Benyon, guest commentator on NBL Overtime. He didn't do a good job filling in for me when I was in Tassie. Either way, they're in Memphis, and they checked in a little earlier to tell us all about it.
Howdy from Memphis, kia ora from Tennessee. Hugh Benyon here from Sky Sport New Zealand with your man Liam Santamaria. And Liam, what did we just see? What did we just witness behind us on this Memphis Grizzlies practice court?
Well, it was a wild practice session, wasn't it? It's not the kind of thing we see often with NBL teams. Over 100 NBA scouts here and some heavy hitters too. I mean, we're talking GMs, assistant GMs, directors of scouting, a whole bunch of people we know, Jonathan Gavoni, Tony Ronzoni, Danny Mills from the 76ers.
Pete D'Alessandro, Tayshaun Prince. the list was unreal, you know.
And of course, they're all here to see RJ Hampton and to get a good look at him. It was a big day for them because James Wiseman, the projected #1 pick, on display at the University of Memphis here today. And then they made their way here to check out RJ. And what a weird situation and a difficult situation that would have been for RJ. 18 years old, running around with a team of pros and knowing that every one of those sets of eyeballs was focused on him. I thought he handled himself pretty well.
He handles it really well. I interviewed him after practice and he just shows no pressure. He just says, oh, it's just another practice for me. And you know it's not, but he doesn't show on his face at all. It didn't show in his practice today at all. For an 18-year-old kid, it amazes me how he handles the pressure, you know, and he's got seasoned pros. He's got 11-year pro Tom Abercrombie out there with Cory Webster coming off the World Cup. He had, of course, Scotty Hobson He's been there, done that, you know, and of course Dan Shamir. So he's got help out there, but it doesn't seem to affect him at all. I guess we'll see tomorrow night whether it will affect him with Ja Morant on the other side of halfway.
Corey, you would have loved watching him go about it because I know you're all about these kids and them going about things the right way. And yeah, he did just exactly that. And so did a bunch of his teammates, some of those guys that you just named. And you could tell there was a bit of an extra pep in some of the
buzz, right?
You know, Scotty Hobson was, I mean, it was a no layup rule in the 5 and O's. Everybody was throwing down. Cory Webster was slapping all his jumpers. And I feel like it was a good preparation for tomorrow night when, of course, they take on the Grizzlies. The Breakers have some form in pushing NBA teams with what they did with the Suns last year.
Lost by 5, was it?
5 points. Corey went off. Chatting with Tom Abercrombie before, he says he has the sense Corey is ready to do something similar. And obviously they've got a whole bunch of talent on this roster. So this Grizzlies team doesn't project to be a world beater.
Not in the NBA at least.
Right.
Is there still the gulf we think there is between a preseason NBA team and an NBL team?
Of course there is, of course. But they're young. And if everything clicks for the Breakers tomorrow night, who knows? They might be able to hang with them. And if they can hang with them, anything could happen down the stretch.
But make no mistake, that RJ Hampton, Ja Morant matchup, that's a tasty one. Some of the Breakers themselves head on to Oklahoma City after this one. A huge one for us Kiwis, of course, because Steven Adams, you know, the greatest NBA player that New Zealand's ever produced, will be sitting there waiting for his old mate Rob Lowe, you know, down on the block. So that's going to be a great one for us Kiwi fans. I head home back to Aotearoa after that, but you head on to LA and then on to Sacktown. See my boys, the Sacramento Kings.
Yes, Melbourne United's coming over and they're going to enjoy the sunshine in Cali. They're a little beat up at the moment with some guys hurt, so we'll see.
Do they want to do this trip, Melbourne United?
The timing doesn't work great for them considering the injuries they're dealing with at the moment. But I'm not going to name any names, but I'm hearing some very interesting whispers regarding potential kind of import pickups just for these couple of games, guys to bolster the roster. Well, we've seen that happen in time and time again with these games over the last couple of years, and Melbourne certainly has some history of doing that. And I've heard a recognisable name mentioned as a potential for Melbourne United.
Okay, you're keeping it close to your chest?
I am, yeah.
I'll get it out of him on Beale Street a little bit later, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm picking up some Cory Webster socks.
Good.
Tonight I'm getting my socks. I gave RJ Hampton his $20 that he won off me from the
And
US.
he won 200 tonight off Matt Walsh.
Oh, did he?
At the end of practice, Matt Walsh puts $200 at half court. The Breakers all shoot. If no one gets it, they all owe Matt 50. If one person gets it, he gets 200. Cory Webster won it last night. RJ Hampton won it tonight.
It was his night.
It was his night, and it's going to be our night as we head to Beale Street in Memphis to keep very professional and do some research. So back to you, Cam, Corey, and my boy Tai. You know we miss you.
Yeah, well, they're on a junket. They allegedly miss us. We're going to see, of course, the Breakers and the Grizzlies go at it in the next 24 hours. Tai, you've been involved in 2 of these games, and both, one with Melbourne United and one with the Breakers last year, had opportunities late in fourth quarters. How big are these games? 1, for the confidence to play well, and 2, to be able to get some early season chemistry.
Yeah, they're huge, and it's so cool to play on that stage. It's the only time you play professional in the States for a guy like me, and so my family was there, and we did well, so it was even more exciting.
You and Carmelo went at it for 4 quarters as well.
Where's the footage of him trying to guard me? They had to bring the double team. Steve Adams kept coming over on the double team. I was like, "What's going on, Carmelo?"
That's a goaltend. That is a goaltend.
That was the game winner.
That's a goaltend.
Yeah.
That is a goaltend. All right, and we look at this last year and Liam spoke about it there and Hugh as well about Cory Webster having a huge game and huge opportunity late against a Phoenix Suns team who, not dissimilar in age profile to this Memphis Grizzlies team that we'll see tomorrow night. So Liam spoke about it then. If they can hang around, deal with a young team early in their pre-season, headlined by Ja Morant, who knows what could happen in the fourth quarter, and Cory Webster and your man Scotty Hobson could stand up and deliver. All right, don't say anything, because I want to talk about straight from RJ Hampton to LaMelo Ball. And he had a pretty good debut, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals and no turnovers, which I think is one of the most impressive things when you talk about a kid at that age. I'm going to throw to you straight up, mate. What do you think?
Not to mention he had 1 block as well.
Okay, you're going to throw a block in, okay.
From the highlights. Now,
mate.
For me, oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
No.
Josh Boone, can you finish? The whole world is like, listen, this big guy can't finish. You got to finish that. That went viral with Josh Boone selling out. Could you imagine if he finished the play?
Tai, he's one of your main boys.
Oh, he's my guy.
How is he?
He's my guy.
How is he?
Hey, he claims he got fouled. Now, he got to finish that, and he's my guy.
So as we can see right here, you know, Taylor Braun put up no such thing as bad publicity. Hoopers know about the logo. It's fair enough.
Double crossover or decal?
Now, look, for me, we've all been in situations like that. Look, I'm going to say it was the decal. However,
100%.
this thing went viral. It doesn't even matter.
Oh, okay.
It just grew a life of its own.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, it is what it is, so it's all good.
All right. In the end, the Bullets late were able to get the win. A couple of takeaways from it. And Illawarra had their chances, had a slow start, were able to fight their way back into it. What did you make of it?
I think that they need to start Aaron Brooks. They need more offense in the backcourt. That's number one.
You're joking.
I'm definitely
So hang on.
joking.
So this time, almost this exact time last week, and I said, "How is Aaron Brooks not starting?" And you and Liam said, "Oh, he wants to come off the bench. It'll be good for the
No,
second
Liam
unit."
probably said that. I said
Okay.
it really is not going to matter because he's going to get his minutes regardless. But when you saw them
Well, it
come
matters
out
when they have such a bad
in the-
start.
Exactly, in the first quarter and the second half,
Yep.
the beginning of it. So they need a high-powered offensive weapon, and he is that. I think he's also going to he'll do better closing games out as well. It was his first game. Just like I believe Ogilvy and Boone, that combination, they're too big. And all Amanis did was play small ball. They had matchup problems the whole damn game. So that's going to have to change up.
So you start Blanchard at the 4.
I mean, maybe
do you
you
go
start-
with Breeder at the 3?
I mean, maybe you put Tim Conrad at the 4.
Okay.
Maybe
What?
Dave Anderson at the 4. He's a stretch 4.
Oh, I don't. He only played 4 minutes too, Dave Anderson, which was a little bit surprising considering he actually looked okay in the 4 minutes he was out there. I don't know how much you saw of this game, Ty, and I actually totally agree with you there, Homicide. But the thing for me, and this isn't groundbreaking, but Lamar Patterson could be the most clutch player in the NBL. And that's saying something. We've seen Casper Ware do it in huge moments, and Cory Webster. We've seen Bryce Cotton. So I'm not diminishing some of these players, but again, what we seen last year was that Lamar is able to relax, let the game come to him within the last 5 or 6 minutes, was able to take over. That's exactly what happened on Sunday. Sobey had a great first half, had a really good game. Hodgson was good. Glidden did his thing, and then when the game's up for grabs, Lamar Patterson says, "I'll take this over," and that's exactly what he did again to get the Bullets off to the best start.
You talk about that import position, and that's what you want in an import. You know who the ball's going to, and you know he's going to close out the game for you. And he does a phenomenal job of it. His body, the way he uses his body to create space and get his shot off it's tough to guard.
Traditionally, you know when Homicide's really excited about something, it's when he has a lot of likes and retweets and follows and all the rest of it on social media. But what happened to you in the last couple of days? It's gone to a whole new level. I think you've broken your own record for views on a video you put up. Explain one, as we throw to the video, which is great behind-the-scenes footage of LaMelo Ball. But how did you get this?
I was there.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. I was at Wollongong Beach. I was the guy filming it.
You're in Wollongong?
Yeah, I was. I was in Wollongong yesterday. So here's my thing.
Hang on, doing what?
Just hanging out. Just so happened to be in the area. Saw a guy on the beach, and it was LaMelo and Jermaine. And that's Jermaine's little son in the middle, right?
You
just so happened that I was just
You
there.
just happened to be in Wollongong?
Yeah, just so happened.
Okay, go on.
So here's my thing, okay? I don't know what you gentlemen were doing at 18 years old in about 2-3 months. 18 and 2-3 months years old, right?
I was drinking.
This is a kid who just had his first professional game, okay? I'm seeing things on Twitter where there's things being said, and I didn't like the manner it was being said, okay? This is his first game playing pro. He's never, look, the kid is super talented, so AAU and all that, he's not playing no defense. You know what I mean? You just gonna do your own thing, win, score 30, 40, 50, 60 points, and that's that. Take about 20, 30 shots, and that's the day for you, right? This is his first time having to actually sit down and play defense. So his first game, yeah, there were lapses defensively. It should have been. It's a professional league. This is not a cupcake league. You're going to have to play defense. So what I was impressed about is that the next day, the team had a day off. He was out there at the beach working because he knows where his weaknesses are at. So that was why I posted that, just to show you that the kid knows that defensively, he's not there yet. How could he be? This is his first professional game. But he's out there working to get better, and that's admirable.
An Uber, a flight, and a train for you to wake up on a Monday to get to a Wollongong beach. But hey, somehow you did it.
I mean,
And
maybe
over
I was there
million
on
views.
Sunday.
Well, were you there on Sunday? I
mean, maybe.
Still the same transportation. Were you there at the game on Sunday?
I was not.
Okay, let's talk the Sydney Kings, who took a little while to get over the Cairns Taipans, but in the end, Kevin Lish's first half was outstanding and Casper Wedd did what he did so many times and has done so many times in 3 years late. Are they the best backcourt in the league? I'll start with you, Homicide.
100%.
Okay.
That backcourt is ridiculous. Battle-tested, proven. Both championship-winning point guards, both closers, both two-way players. At both ends of the court, they are going to be there for you. Let's say shots aren't hitting. You know they're locking up on D. I don't know any backcourt for 4 quarters that can outplay that backcourt.
Tai?
I agree with some of the things he said. They both play defense, and they both play defense hard and well at that spot, and they can put up points. But I gotta go with the Phoenix.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, of course.
Fair enough.
You know, John Robertson. Is gonna have a season.
Mm-hmm. Madgen's tough.
Madgen's tough, and he plays defense.
Madgen's a dog.
You know who was really good as well? Not a starter, but Kendall Stevens was outstanding last Thursday night, and that's no real surprise to us. We've seen him do it for a little while, but he's going to be fun to watch as well.
Absolutely. Anytime he has the ball, you have to be on him because he's tall enough to get his shot off. And he gets it off so quickly, and he's very accurate. So, him and adding him off the bench are tough as well.
Phoenix got the job done on Thursday night. Then Melbourne United had to get on a plane to take on the Perth Wildcats, who unfurled the championship banner. And while it took almost the entire time of the 40 minutes to get there, Tariko White down the stretch, able to hit it, as we see. Akul, who played really, really well on Saturday night with some of those injuries. But championship, you still have to go through Perth.
I mean, you always have to go through
That's a
RAC
yes.
Arena,
Okay.
without a doubt. You never discount the Perth Wildcats. I learned that the hard way. Yeah. So I'll be damned if I'm on here talking bad about the Wildcats. And everybody knows. If you don't know, you know after this game. You have to play 50 minutes to beat the Wildcats in a 40-minute game. It ain't over till it's over, and that's exactly what you saw if you watch this game.
No Chris Golding. Sean Long didn't play a great deal down the stretch, Homicide. He's your man.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. He had a really good first half, and he didn't play in the second, in the last 5 minutes, the most critical part of the game.
When you're scouting these two teams, Tai, with Perth, it's Bryce Cotton you focus on first as a team, is that right?
Yeah, definitely Bryce Cotton. I mean, this guy, he's MVP of the league. And so you focus on him, but they got pieces, Tariko White hit that big game winner. Nick Kay is one of the best big men in the league. You have to start with him and fan out and cover all bases. And I like what Homicide said. You have to play 50 minutes because they won't quit.
Tariko White hits the game winner. We probably should have held that highlight because I have a feeling it might focus or be focused in the LD Mobile Top 10 NBL plays of week number 1.
The new season is underway, and we got your 10 best plays at your Aldi Mobile Top 10. And at number 10, Lamar Patterson gets the steal. And somebody cue the Star Wars theme, because Obi-Wan Kenobi's doing the same old thing for his new team. Nathan Sobey hammers this one in for Brisbane at number 10. On to number 9, and shot clock winding down, but there's a new kid in town. The conquering hero, Mitch Creek, comes back home, dropping the three-point dagger and giving Southeast Melbourne the swagger in the throwdown. It's the first ever appearance in the top 10 for the Phoenix. At number 8, new import Dario Hunt gets rejected like week-old sushi. Sean Long just too strong as he swats that shot at number 8. On to number 7, and it's the top 10 debut of LaMelo Ball, y'all. Hopping into the passing lane before elevating and bringing the pain. The kid from Chino Hills bringing the thrills for Illawarra at number 7. At number 6, look out for the decal. DJ Newbill takes a spill as Kevin puts him on skates. Lish gets the swish for Sydney, and that's good for number 6. On to number 5, and Chris Golding turning the Phoenix defense into rubble as he lobs this one up to Mr. Double-Double. Sean Long from the ceiling with feeling gets in at number 5. At number 4, Scott Machado is a magician with 360-degree vision. Behind the back to the Outback Shack at the rack, the big man for cans gets in at number 4. We go to Utah for number 3, where Ed Davis thinks he's free, but no, sir. Adelaide's Eric Griffin makes Salt Lake shake as he busts out the defensive rake. He gets the block and lands at number 3. At number 2, hello world. It's the debutante Ball, and Taylor Braun got floor seats. Not once, but twice, as Melo Ball sliced the defender like ice cubes in a blender. Illawarra has a star at number 2. But at number 1, last year's finals MVP left free on a 3. The Wildcats will take that every time as Terrico White tickles the twine for Perth. Melbourne feels the pain as Terrico makes it rain to land at number 1.
The LD Mobile top 10 players of week 1. I'm going to say too that Josh Boone made the dunk. That would have been number 1 LaMelo Ball, but didn't finish it. So LaMelo, take it up with your big team,
look,
mate.
that would have been play of the year.
Oh, okay.
That would have been play of the year.
All right, week 2. We're only a couple of days away from it. What are you most looking forward to?
Come on, man. Jerome Randall going back to Sydney, baby. Adelaide versus the Kings. That matchup alone, I'm hyped for. But outside of that, the Kings have struggled beating Adelaide last season.
I know the fire pit's going. I'll come back to it in a minute. The fire pit's going to be going nuts on Sunday. But what are you most looking forward to, Ty? Outside of a Southeast Melbourne Phoenix game against the Bullets, what else are you looking forward to this weekend?
Oh, I like seeing Jerome Randall. He kind of plays with that vendetta, you know. So to get his old team back, that's going to be exciting. Yeah, I like to see the Phoenix take down the Bullets.
Yeah.
I know that the show we're going to put on is going to be pretty amazing. From what I hear from the front offices, we've got some big things brewing.
Is the fire pit a name that was come up with by the players, or was
I
it
brought it
front office?
It was all me.
It was all you?
Yeah, I said, hey, fire pit is what we got to call our home court. Get some green fire.
This Brisbane team's going to be fun to watch as well. We've spoken a little bit about the team that Andre Lamartis has put together. Lamar Patterson, Sobey was outstanding in the first half. Glidden, we know. Braun and Singler probably didn't play as well as I think. They played really well in the Blitz, I thought, and probably didn't play as well on the weekend as well. And Hodgson just feels like he's grown another league as well. This is a team that it's going to be tough wherever they are, and to win in a hostile environment on the weekend, it's a big start for them.
Yeah, they'll always have a chance in any game.
Mm-hmm.
They're well coached by Lamartis. You know, he's methodical. He's a thinker. So the Brisbane Bullets, and they're stacked. And you got Lamar Patterson to close, along with Sobey, Glidden, and the rest of the game. But outside of on Sunday,
We've got a Sunshine Stouse as well.
Got a what?
Sunshine Stouse, the Taipans and the Bullets Friday night.
I never heard of that saying before.
Actually, neither had I until I read it until I heard it on NBL, read it on NBL.com.au. So if that's not the name of it, I take it back. Go on.
All right. But another thing that the Phoenix are doing, free for kids on Sunday. So if you got a child,
So if you're grown
and you
man
want
and
a
you got 10
baby,
kids.
you got a grown man, you got kids, bring them to the game.
Okay.
They're free.
You got a baby, you got grown kids. All right.
I'm just saying.
We normally end the show with little yes or no. Do you want to get involved?
Let's get it.
All right, I'm going to start with you, Homicide. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Did Simon Mitchell outcoach Dean Vickerman?
I mean, he got the win. So
Yes or no? You sat on the fence last week.
I just think the team outplayed the other
Okay.
team. When the bench scores 4 points
There you go.
and the
Thank
other
you,
bench
Ty.
scores 26.
Is Nick Kay your hardest matchup in the league?
No.
Will RJ average 10, 5 and 5 in these NBA games?
Yes, I think he will.
He will. Okay. Will Southeast Melbourne Phoenix get home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs?
Yes.
Now, we have seen this before.
Oh, man.
We have
Here we
seen
go.
this before.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously some injuries with Melbourne United. Chris Golding, I believe, will go, but still status is uncertain. Prather will not be there. McDaniel, one of their depth guys, will not be. Should Melbourne United recruit 2 guys on the fringe of the NBA, say like, I don't know, Carmelo Anthony and Jamal Crawford, to have an opportunity to play, show their wares,
Yes.
and bolster the NBL
yes.
team?
Turn up. Let's go. Yes.
Do you like those names I threw up?
I do like those names.
2
you
guys
threw
who
up.
are currently uncontracted for the NBA season.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say there'd be a good opportunity there.
Good opportunity for that game or for NBL maybe?
No, just for these 2 NBA NBL
okay.
games. Not for the
Okay.
season. Not for the season, all right. Hey, will Cairns win more than 8 games?
No.
Ty, thank you, big man. How long are you out for? Do I have to get you out of my fantasy team?
Put me out for a little bit. It might be a good move.
Hashtag, hey, thank you, man. You good?
Hey, listen.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for getting back from Wollongong in time.
Yeah.
Hashtag NBL Overtime. Hashtag seeing incredible. Hashtag NBL20. Huge week 2. Make sure you get to any game this weekend. We'll see you next week.
Peace.